Welcome, and thank you for being here. In this series, we explore the deeper, often hidden movements that shape our lives, the patterns that stop us, the loyalties that bind us, and the quiet wisdom that lives within every family system. If you've ever felt you're doing all the right things, but something inside still hesitates, resists, or holds us back, you're in the right place. Here, we don't force change. We listen to what the system is trying to tell us. And we discover that what looks like self-sabotage is often a form of belonging, love, or protection that began long before us. Each video highlights one common holding back pattern, one wisdom card from the Wisdom of the Family Soul deck, and real-life examples from the field of systemic work. We'll end with a gentle reflection or short exercise, something simple that invites curiosity rather than conclusion. So settle in, take a breath, and let's see what your system might be ready to reveal today. The fear of being too much when self-expression feels dangerous. We'll take another look at the innocence card. In systemic work, innocence points toward the child part of us, the part that adapts, softens, hides, or brightens to maintain connection and safety in the family system. Many people learned early in life that their true self, their energy, their creativity, their emotions, their joy was somehow too much for the environment around them. So the child drew an innocent conclusion. If I make myself smaller, everyone is happier. Everyone stays okay. This isn't weakness. It's pure loyalty. A child's way of protecting the system. So let's look at the pattern. Inside the pattern often sounds like, I don't want to overwhelm anyone. If I show too much emotion, someone may react badly. People will leave if I'm fully myself. On the outside, it can look like being the calm or quiet one, being agreeable, performing instead of expressing, hidden talents, opinions, or needs. But underneath, it's a child's survival strategy that never got updated. When we look at the systemic group, we ask the question where the holding back often arises from. Could be a childhood where self-expression felt unsafe. If caregivers felt overwhelmed, depressed, or volatile, or emotionally absent, the child learned to minimize themselves. Being naturally expressive, sensitive, or energetic. Some children simply had more passion, more volume, more feelings, and were told to tone it down. Then there is the inherited fear where visibility leads to harm. Maybe a relative was shamed, punished, or excluded for being outspoken, creative, outspoken, or different. And the child absorbs this history and adapts instinctively. The underlying systemic movement is seeking safety through innocence by staying small and contained. So here's some real life example. My first example is the quiet protector. A woman who grew up with an anxious parent learned to stay quiet so she wouldn't make things worse. And as an adult, she avoids conflict, hides her needs, and edits herself in relationship. Her smallness is caregiving. The second example is the boy who was too much. A man remembers being constantly told to calm down, you're too loud, stop being so dramatic. Now he avoids leadership roles, dampens his enthusiasm, and apologizes for simply existing. His system still believes that intensity causes danger. Does it make you think? And then there's the silent ancestor. In another family, an outspoken aunt was humiliated publicly for speaking her truth. 2 generations later, her granddaughter freezes when asked to share creative work or opinions. Her body holds an inherited warning. Visibility leads to pain. Whew. Lots to think about. So let's do a little reflection mini exercise. Place one hand over your heart and one hand over your lower belly. These are the places where innocence lives. And then say quietly, "Dear younger me, you did nothing wrong. Your fullness was never too much. It was simply too much for them at that time. Now, with love, you may take up a little more space." And pause here. Let the words land wherever they land, not forcing, not pushing, just a gentle invitation. If this stirred something meaningful in you, you're warmly invited to explore more in one of our wisdom circles or through the Wisdom Card Family Soul Deck. Often, reconnecting with our innocence is the first step toward reclaiming our true expression. And yes, be so kind and subscribe and click the like so that we can have more people having the soulful expressions in their lives come through. Thank you for being here.